This all began with the old Whitmore estate, a grand, crumbling mansion, perched just on the edge of town, looming over the empty fields, like a memory that refuses to fade. For decades, people whispered about the place. They said you could see lights flicker behind dusty windows or hear footsteps echoing down its empty halls, but no one had ever proven anything. That's where I come in. Name's Emma, and I'm a journalist with a stubborn streak. So, one stormy evening, with my flashlight and notepad in hand, I decided it was time to see what really lurked in the Whitmore estate. The place was even creepier up close, the kind of silence that isn't just quiet, but feels like it's holding its breath. Dust choked the air, and every step I took sent echoes bouncing off the cracked wallpaper. As I wandered deeper, I found myself drawn to a room at the end of a long corridor. The door was barely open, almost inviting. I pushed it wider and stepped in. It was empty, except for an ornate mirror hanging on the wall. The kind of mirror that looks like it's seen too much. Suddenly, the temperature dropped. My breath caught in my chest. The mirror's surface started to ripple, almost like water, and instead of my own reflection, I saw a shadowy figure looming behind me. Instinctively, I spun around. Nothing, just me and that heavy, uneasy feeling. Then the room began to warp. The walls stretched and twisted, the ceiling flickered like an old TV screen. I rushed for the door, but it wouldn't budge, felt like hours passed in that trapped, shifting space. And then, just as quickly as it began, it was over. I was back in the hallway. The door to that strange room? Gone. The house was silent again. I couldn't shake what I'd seen. Over the next few days, I dug into the mansion's past. Turns out Lord Whitmore, the estate's original owner, disappeared in that very room. No note, no goodbye, just gone. The room was sealed for years, and rumors only grew. But I had to know more. Armed with a camera and a recorder, I returned. The same room, the same mirror, but this time, something different caught my eye. Strange symbols scratched into the frame. I reached out, traced them with my fingers, and the mirror shimmered. Behind it, a hidden passage. Narrow, dark, barely wide enough to crawl through. I pressed forward and found myself in a secret chamber, dusty journals and old artifacts stacked everywhere. One battered journal had Lord Whitmore's name inside. He'd written about a ritual to reach the afterlife, a promise of eternal life, performed right here in this very room. That was it. The mirror wasn't just a decoration. It was a gateway, a crack between worlds. The shadowy figure I saw? Lord Whitmore himself, trapped in the space between life and death. I knew what I had to do. Using the journal, I followed the ritual, reciting the incantation. The whole house seemed to tremble, but as I finished, the shadow in the mirror faded into nothing. The room settled, and for the first time since I'd entered, I felt peace. I left the Whitmore estate that night changed. I'd uncovered its deepest secret, a doorway to the unknown, and a story that would haunt me, but also set me free. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mysteries and adventures. Until next time, keep your flashlight handy and your curiosity alive.